All right, chat. There's no reason for y'all to go at each other. We know it's one loss. The win streak is over, but let's start a new one tomorrow. Justin Verlander pitched a great game. The Astros almost did enough, and they couldn't get it done because why? The Guardians were extra tonight.
Jainer Diaz, this is Locked On Astros.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Huysman and Brett H-Town Wheelhouse Chancey.
We are Locked On Houston Astros, and we hope that you join us for a daily Locked On Astros podcast. We hope that you join us every day, even after Astros loss. This was very disappointing loss, especially after Victor Caratini gave us the drama in the day before. But we are here for you. We are here for you every day. And go and make us your daily listen on Apple, Odyssey, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcasts. Go and check out the Locked On Astros podcast. My name's Eric Huysman. He's Brett Chancey. And go and make sure you subscribe to us. Make us your first listen. Today's episode is brought to you by Monopoly Go. If you're stressed from trying to watch some of these games, why don't you go ahead and try Monopoly Go? It's a fast-paced game that lets you team up with your friends, tournaments, unlock awesome prizes like unique stickers for trading, cool playing pieces, and hilarious emojis for taunting your friends. So download Monopoly Go, now free on Google Play, on the App Store. Game on. So, Brett, when you're not playing Monopoly Go while you're trying to watch the Astros and Extras inning, where can they find you?
They can find me at H-Town Wheelhouse on X, Instagram, and TikTok. They can find me at Back to the Bullpen on X and Instagram, and they can find me at Stros411 on X and Facebook, where I'm always positive. Always Stros. I'm always a little nervous when Justin Verlander gets on the mound, but that nervousness has nothing to do with Justin Verlander, the first ballot Hall of Famer, which we hope he goes in as the Houston Astro. He's won 2 World Series with this team. He is an integral part of the Astros 2017 till now run, which everybody thinks has now come to an end. But man, there's a lot of blame, I think, to go around in this game. I think you win as a team, you lose as a team. I think everything from Joe Espada, the manager, down to the at-bats, down to, I don't really know if you can even blame Sean Dubin because he got put in a really tough situation. And the only reason why they used him in that situation is they didn't have anybody else. Taylor Scott could have gone, might have been a better option. But if Dubin's pitches were dialed in down the strike zone, he would have been getting swings and misses because he was throwing absolute gas tonight. And that's why he stayed up, because his potential and his ceiling's pretty high. And he's been marred with a little bit of injury down in the minor leagues before he got here. If Dubin can get that live arm to pull those fastballs into the strike zone, there's no way those hitters are catching up to that ball. So a few things here or there. I mean, you don't give up a solo home run, Justin Verlander, the Astros win 2-1. Very low scoring affair, where the last night it was like balls to the wall and 8-8, right, 9-8, walk-off home run, a lot of runs, a lot of hits. And tonight it was a pitcher's duel.
Yeah, Dubin does have some good stuff. He was having a little trouble locating his pitches tonight. The 2 walks, loading the bases was an issue. But to his credit, he had Steven Kwan. Steven Kwan did a little bit everything in the 10th inning to get the Guardians to win. And the Astros are kind of middle of the pack in terms of risk. The Guardians have like a 300 batting average with runners in scoring position. So there's a reason why the Astros are 10-20 and the Guardians are 20-10. So there's a big reason there. The Astros bullpen is not as good as the Guardians bullpen. Well, it can be potentially good, but they just didn't. The Astros went out and got one piece to fill a hole this offseason. They lost 4 pieces, but they only got one piece. Josh Hader, he's a great piece. He's not really performing like he should, but you can't really fill all these holes when you only have that one arm. And to his credit, and I know we talked about this on podcasts before, but Josh Hader came out today and said, no, I'm okay pitching multiple innings. Before, it was more about arbitration. I wanted to make sure I didn't because it's all about trying to make more money. I wanted to make sure I didn't blow up my arm, and so that's why I didn't want to pitch extra innings or back to like multiple innings. I tried to prefer not to pitch back-to-back games.
Right.
I wanted to protect my health. But at this point, I'm trying to do what's best for the team. If I need to go multiple innings, I'll do it. I'll do whatever it takes to get the Astros a win. And he did a great job the day before. But Sean Dubin is at this point, you've thrown, like, Hader was not available in this game. You had very limited options. Dana Brown did not do his job this offseason and stocking that bullpen.
Right. Yeah. To kind of go back to what you're talking about with runners in scoring position. Actually, tonight, what's interesting is both teams were 1 for 8 tonight. It was not a good night for either teams. Cleveland just got one over on us, and this is one of those games that you really would like to have back. This is I wouldn't say this is a game that stings or hurts because Cleveland right now is playing better baseball overall, but this team, you've got your 8 and your 9 hitter going 3 for 8. That's not terrible. It's not bad. Caratini was 0 for 4 tonight. Caratini almost got a hold of one late in the game. And there was a lot of hard contact outs tonight. Yordan Alvarez, I don't know about you, Eric, but to me, Yordan Alvarez, I wonder if something's wrong. He's not hitting well. He hasn't hit well in the last few days. Hit a couple of home runs in Mexico City. Okay, it's Mexico City. I mean, it's 7,500 feet above sea level. Of course, Yordan's going to hit a couple home runs, right? I just wonder, like, he hasn't looked comfortable all game. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't understand what the pitchers. I don't know if he doesn't have a good plan going in with the pitchers in his game prep, because he says he doesn't. He basically takes every at bat and every pitch as a personal battle with the pitcher. Whatever he has planned, he doesn't change. Well, obviously, he didn't deviate from that, because now he did get some really nasty inside pitches, but he watched a lot of stuff go down the middle. He went down looking twice the night before, even the Astros win. Tonight, he didn't have any strikeouts. I believe tonight he had some hard hit outs. He had pop-ups. And so it's just, look, I don't know what's going on with Yordan. He just needs to get off. If he could get off his duff offensively, I think if Alvarez is hitting this game with Tucker's solo home run, I think this game would have been different. I think the Astros could have easily won this game. It was 3-2. I mean, they scored 2 runs in that one inning. You came back and tied it. And then again, an extra innings, the stupid ghost runner came back to bite us in the butt,
Right. Why can't you wait till like the 12th inning to put in the ghost runner so you can play some competitive baseball until at least the 12th inning? Then when you don't want to wear out all your relievers, then you can go and throw in the ghost runner. But we talked about Joey Loperfido. What a great play. First of all, he played the ball off the wall and threw it to second base to throw out the runner. Even Justin Verlander was like, wow, that was a great play. This guy probably has a great future. 9 at bats, 5 strikeouts.
Oh yeah.
We told you. I told you in the podcast yesterday, I'm not sure if you mentioned it, Brett, but this guy is a swing first. He's a very aggressive swinger, and that's why he's going to strike out. He's not a patient hitter. So he's going to go out there. He's going to try to mash the ball. That's why he has 13 home runs in the minor league. So he's going to go out there, try to get his. And so I think that you'll see him adjust a little bit, maybe look for more for his pitches.
Right.
But for right now, the big league pitchers, they're going to say, oh, this guy is going to swing at everything. Let's go ahead and try to get him to do it.
They're gonna throw it all inside, because
right.
you throw the ball inside on him, he's missing it. He's not pulling his hands in. And one of those, I think the last one he struck out on, I don't care how much you pull your hands in on that, swinging at that, it's just not going to go well for anybody. I mean, that would have gotten the big fella, number 44. And so, but he's gotten up to bat. He's gotten some hits. He's made contact. So he hasn't not made good contact. I mean, he had 2 other hits his first game that had he just barreled them up, had he just hit them a little bit further down the barrel, maybe, I don't know what the measurement would be, but just enough to where it was like in the center of the bat, he's easily getting a double. He's easily getting another home run. He's easily having a 3-hit game in that first game. And baseball is a game of inches, centimeters, millimeters, whatever you want to call it. But there are some concerns on this team, because you've had injury issues all year. And in our next segment, we need to talk about McCormick going to the IL and just the runners in scoring position issues that still crop up on us. But before we do that, Eric, why don't we hear what we have to hear from FanDuel? Why are you doing? FanDuel is America's #1 sports book. And if you go to FanDuel.com/lockedon, you will check out how fun this is. It's winner take all time in the NBA and NHL. And FanDuel's giving you a shot to bring home a big win of your own. That's right. You don't have to strap on the pads or put on the shoes. You can do it right from the convenience of your home. That's right. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 bet. It's a $5 bet. You win $150 to bet on spreads, money lines, player props, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/lockedon. That's LOCKEDON, and make every playoff shot count. FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Don't wait, because the playoffs won't last forever. This episode is brought to you by Monopoly Go. It's a fun app. It's an easy app to download. You go to the Google Play Store or the Apple Store, and you can find it right there. Look, we got to pause here and talk for a second, because Monopoly Go taking things to the next level. You may say, Brett, we're going to throw a flag on the play because this is an absolute penalty. You've talked about this before. But before you go on and carry on, let me tell you that Monopoly Go, you can now team up with your friends for timed tournaments where you work together to build each other's boards. The more you win together, the more awesome prizes you unlock, unique stickers, sticker books, hilarious emojis, taunting, so much more. Plus, you can go on massive multipliers for everything you win to rent frenzies and so much more. So discover what 150 million people have discovered so far. Monopoly Go is awesome. Go get off the bench today and download it free at the Apple or Google Play Store. Game on.
Hey guys, thank you for making Locked On Astros podcast your first listen every day, whether it's on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe to us. Go make us your first listen on Apple, Odyssey, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast. Go and check us out. Go and check out Michael Connor and Brett Chancey and Eric Huysman on both of the Locked On Astros podcast. One of them is called the Locked On Astros Postcast, hosted by Michael Connor. And so you can go check it out after every Astros post game. Go and check out the Astros play-by-play coverage on Sirius XM. You can hear all the play-by-play coverage, every pitch, every game. Go ahead and just search Astros on Sirius XM, and go and check out Locked On Sports Today on YouTube, wherever you want to look, on Amazon Fire TV. You can find me, Brett, any other Locked On podcast you want to listen to on your Amazon Fire TV in the free channels app. So that's a pretty cool option there. So I know that, Brett, I'm not sure if you mentioned it in your podcast, but I know I mentioned it that Chas McCormick was dealing with a little bit of a tight hamstring, and that they said that he was day-to-day, and that they're bringing Trey Cabbage up to kind of replace Jose Abreu. And then today we got notification that Chas McCormick was officially going on IL with the hamstring issue. And so it's like a merry-go-round right now. Everybody's it's just kind of going, like, I think we were having a text message exchange earlier, and you're like, what's going on? And I'm like, it's where we are right now. The Astros don't have the depth. And so right now we have Jacob Amaya up with the Houston Astros. And this is a guy that the Astros claimed from waivers from, I believe, the Marlins or something. So it is where we are.
Yeah,
right now.
Exactly. Yeah. So some people want to talk about Alex Bregman. I know that I know you've been saying that he's been hitting better lately, being in the two hole, but he really, I mean, I'm looking right now. I know on the 30th he went, what did he do? He went 1 for 5. He went 2 for 4. 0 for 5, 2 for 4, 1 for 5, 0 for 4. He went 0 for in the 17 at bats in a row, 15 at bats in a row. Alex Bregman in the month of April is hitting 218 overall. Now he gets off to a historically slow start, but this is his worst start to his career. Something definitely needs to happen with Bregman. He's going to have to hit his way out of it. If anybody's frustrated about it, it's definitely Bregman, because he does pride himself in the work that he does off the field. And that's why things like, injuries to McCormick and having to bring other guys up really kind of make things tricky, because if you have Dubon playing first base as part of that picture, Eric, then if you need Bregman to get a rest, well, Dubon can take third, but now he's at first. So if Bregman needs a rest and he can't play third, it creates another problem. So that's why I think even more important for Bregman's offense to take off, because you're already stretched thin in other areas. Now they did bring Cabbage on. Right. No. Cabbage and then Amaya are the two guys that they brought in. Amaya is considered a middle infielder. I don't think they would put him at
He played second base and shortstop.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he has not played third.
No.
And so, so if Bregman's struggling, you're going to give him a rest. Who you playing at third base? I mean, I guess Dubon, but then you can't put Dubon at first. And who you got at first? Caratini? Well, if he needs a rest, and I don't know, Eric. And then some of the moves tonight, I don't know that I agreed with all the moves. I didn't agree with them removing Singleton from the game for Diaz at that point, because the way Singleton, I think, has been hitting the ball. I think you save Diaz for another position. If Caratini is 0 for 3 or 0 for 4, put Diaz in Caratini's spot rather than Singleton's. And then, I understand changing out the runner and all that stuff and getting guys in when they go back on the field in the right position. But there just seemed to be some moves that I thought were interesting. But Bregman, definitely the spotlight's on him and Alvarez, because they're kind of nothings right now at the plate, and it's not good. If those guys get 2 or 3 hits, completely changes the face of this game.
I know people have accused me recently of being a Bregman truther, and I know that in the last 7 games, he's batting 194. In the last 15 games, he's batting 197. The last 30 games, 208. He has made better contact recently. He hit his first home runs. He has made strides. I've never said he is back.
No, you didn't say he's back, but you have been saying that he is hitting better.
Right. He's hitting better. Right. He's made better contact. Has he not had his hardest hit velocity, exit velocity in 2 games?
Okay.
And
2 games.
Since he's been batting second. Hasn't been been hitting better recently?
Hey, don't get on to me. I'm not the one that said it, dude. I'm just the messenger. I'm not the one.
I know.
The people in here.
They're not. I'm not worried about Alex Bregman. I mean, I'm not worried about people, what they say about Alex Bregman. I think Alex Bregman is a different guy situation than Abreu. Abreu is somebody that is dealing.
No, that is 100% completely correct. I mean, Abreu's old. Okay, he suffers from OLD. Okay, it happens to everybody, and it's called a massive decline. And some guys hit a wall. Like, I never ran a marathon, Eric. I ran about 4 half marathons, so 4 to be exact. Never ran a marathon, so I never hit that marathon wall. But I've been with people, I've trained with people where if you run the half marathon, then you have people in your group that are running the marathon, and then you get tasked the last 2 or 3 miles to help get them across the finish line. When they hit the wall, dude, I mean, that's what Abreu's done. Does he come back? I think they're hoping so. But at this point, I really don't know if they do.
No, people want to see my new name. They're fine.
Oh, Eric. Wait, who called you Eric Bregman?
Somebody in the chat called me Eric Bregman. Sure.
Oh, there it is.
Guys, Eric Bregman. Okay. No, sorry. Not Eric Bregman. Guys, leave me alone. Alex Bregman is a professional. He's going to come out of this. Is he going to beat Alex Bregman? He was last year. No. But so, I just thought that was funny for a second. But I'm not. I'm more worried about Jose Abreu at this point in his career than I am Alex Bregman. I think Alex Bregman, he's shown some signs. Is he back? No. He sucks. He sucks. Do you want to hear that? If I'm his brother, his dad, whatever y'all want to call me, he sucks right now. He needs to work on some things, but he knows this too. And he knows that he's trying to work on that contract. He's 29 years old and he's got to work on some things. So you gotta go there.
Hey guys, look, this is the president of the Robel Garcia fan club, and you better be careful who you're messing with. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is here to get you covered for all your fantasy sports action. Let me tell you, I've been using Prize Picks. It's a blast. Download the app today. Use the code Locked On MLB for your first deposit match of up to $100. The NBA playoffs, the NHL playoffs are going right now. The baseball season is in full swing, and the Astros tried to put it together win streak. Well, they ended the win streak, but that's okay. You can download the app today and use the code Locked On MLB for your first deposit match up to $100. You can turn $10 into $100. You even have protection where if your player goes in for the first half, but then comes out for the second half, they don't count it against you. You can play against guys like Meek Mill, Sugar Shane O'Malley, and so much more. It's fun. It's easy to play, and you will love it. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy.
Hey guys, thank you for making Locked On Astros podcast. Go ahead and make us your first listen on Apple, Odyssey, Spotify. I used to have a co-host, but he has just been sacked. So I'm looking for a new co-host. So Brett loves Lamp.
I love Lamp and Eric knows ball. So we're gonna stick with that right there. Look, Here's the deal. I mean, this is what you have to do, okay? Because I'm not gonna get on here and be some yammering, pissed off podcaster and broadcaster about the Houston Astros. I'll let everybody else in Houston do that. Okay. I'm sorry. That's not my job. it doesn't sit well with me. I know what the errors, I know what the holes are. You're missing Matan, Neris, and Stanek. You're missing those guys. You should have gone out and gotten more pitching. Now you did not know all these injuries were going to happen. But if I see anything more about coffee shops and players and brick and mortar and stuff and HEB commercials and stuff off the field, I don't care about that stuff. I want to know that my team is focused on winning another championship. I'm not saying they can't have lives outside of baseball, but it's extremely frustrating when you have athletes that are always injured. You have athletes that, they're in these great commercials, but then on the field, their performance is absolute crap. That it's just, I don't know, man. I'm all about like appearances, right? And to me, perception is reality. And where's the fire? I mean, look, they've been having fun the last few games. And I'm not saying they're going to win every game, but this is a game that they should actually have won today because Justin Verlander pitched his you-know-what off. He actually pitched really well. He only gave up 2 runs. And he did it, Eric. He only had 2 strikeouts. He didn't do it with a ton of strikeouts. He induced soft contact. He didn't give up a ton of fly balls that went out of the park. And this was a game that the Astros absolutely should have won, period. They've got to start winning games like this one because in extra innings, they're terrible. They got lucky yesterday. I was there. They got lucky. But anyways, it's just tough. It's just tough.
Oops, I did it again. Dana Brown traded for Dylan Coleman. Remember that? That was supposed to be the answer to the Astros bullpen issues. Well, how did that end up for him?
But I don't know if they were counting on him. I think they were hoping to catch lightning in the bottle, low risk reward. Right. Okay.
I know. And I think the guy that was doing that, and I'm probably going to get a lot of crap for this, James Click, he did a good job of bringing guys in that were under that.
James Click. I'm sorry, but James Click did not deserve to be given a 1-year deal and basically let go. That was a personality fire. That was a personality like you're just not our guy. You don't fit what we want. But James Click was actually very good at his job. And that's nothing against Dana Brown. Dana Brown and James Click are 2 different people. And I don't have problems with Dana Brown. Okay. But James Click absolutely should have stayed in Houston. What GM puts together a team, helps make trades, gets guys here, wins a World Series, and then is given basically a piss me off contract?
Right.
Someone who gets let go. And I mean, maybe, I don't know, maybe we don't lose as many guys.
Sorry. I just got fired by Jim Crane for saying that. So I'll see you later.
Oh, you got fired. We'll see you later, buddy. I didn't know Jim Crane had power to fire us. He definitely doesn't pay us. So I definitely don't answer to anybody in the Astros organization because apparently I'm not media. So, so that's cool.
Yeah. But go back to Justin Verlander. Apparently this is the, he's had 512 career starts. This is the 6th time he's thrown at least 7 innings, and he only had 2 strikeouts or less. So this is not really his type of game, but he went out there and did his job. And so far in his 2 starts, he's looked like the Justin Verlander that the Astros need.
Yeah.
And we see some type of kind of blueprint for what the Astros need to have a starter go 6 or 7 innings, and then have the bullpen try to do something. Hunter Brown has got to do something better. I don't know what's going to happen over the next week or so. Christian Javier is supposed to be coming back.
15 runs in 5 2/3 innings, and that's all in the first inning for Hunter Brown. That's what he's given up.
We don't talk about the first inning. We only talk about after the first
real.
inning, Brett.
It is real. It is real.
On his resume, on his LinkedIn profile, it only says what he does after the first inning, Brett.
Hey, back of the baseball card. Okay, back of the baseball card, Eric. But seriously, now, what do you do though? Do you go to an opener? You're not going to do an opener. Then you burn a bullpen arm. Hunter Brown's going to have to figure this first inning out, because after that he was nails. He was fine after that. Well, okay, until the 6th inning. Come on, man, give the guy a break. Okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Until the 6th inning. But all I remember is the good stuff, right? But everyone's like, oh, Hunter sucks. He shouldn't be a starter. He needs to be in the bullpen. I don't know that that's it. This is a young pitcher going through. Look, we get spoiled with these first-round draft picks and these storylines where these kids come up and they're absolutely throwing gas and they're doing well. But really go look at the track record of starting pitchers and how much it takes them to develop into who they were. I've talked about this before. Nolan Ryan had a 27 ERA the first time he ever got called up, got sent back down. And they didn't know if he was going to keep playing baseball at the time. They didn't know if they could fix him. They really didn't know. Like, Nolan Ryan's future in baseball was questioned. And all of a sudden, what does he do? He goes out and becomes the all-time strikeout leader. So I'm not saying Hunter Brown is the next coming to Nolan Ryan or Justin Verlander or anything like that. But I think we've not yet seen the best of Hunter Brown. And I'm not willing to give up on him. People are like, oh, trade him, get rid of him, get rid of Bregman. That's so funny that we're so quick to release our guys when they're performing badly. Imagine if your boss, whenever you perform badly, imagine if your boss or anytime we just made a mistake or we weren't like doing the best at our job, sometimes you go to work, you don't feel great. You're not going to do your best work, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't get fired every time you have a bad day or a bad stretch. It's like, you know what to do to fix it. Just put your nose to the grindstone and keep moving.
Like what I was saying yesterday, Brett, on the podcast. I'm like, what Jose Abreu did, a lot of people don't have the balls to do, because he actually admitted that he has something he's got to work on. And it's like Brett Chancey saying, okay, I can't teach anymore, so I want to become a student teacher and learn how to teach. Ooh. And so that's what he did. I know we wouldn't want to go through that again, but that's what he did.
Well,
and
I didn't have to do that. I was actually I
never did either.
Well, okay.
I got thrown to the wolves. 150 8th graders. Woo.
Well, I went through the alternate teaching program, Texas Teachers, and then I got in and out before they made you do all the extra stuff. But you know what though? I bet you these Astros games are about as frustrating as maybe sometimes trying to wrangle 7th graders in my classroom, because someone's like, what's wrong with this team? I don't know there's anything wrong. It's just everything's not firing at the same time. A great start, crappy offense. Mm-hmm. The bullpen doesn't do bad. They don't give up a run. You can't blame the
Yeah.
freaking bullpen. Yeah, Sean Dubin gave up that extra run, but you can't blame the bullpen for the rest of those innings.
He's the last guy. He's the last guy, honestly. Yeah. He's got a 7-something ERA. And I always like to end a show on a positive note. Jose Altuve.
Oh.
Yes. Jose Altuve is batting .341 this season.
Yes.
With a 994 OPS.
He is.
But he is 2 for 18 with runners in scoring position.
One of those tonight was his second hit was tonight, dude. He did it. Look, he's hitting 341. You've got Pena hitting 325. Look, I like the potential of this team. I love this team. And hey, only H-Town. Thank y'all for this hat. They sent me this hat from Instagram. Those guys are awesome. I had to get the H-Town hat, so thank y'all. We'll come back to the ballpark tomorrow, and we'll try to get this win, sew up this series before the Mariners and Baseball Jesus return.
And guys, just like they said in what was that? The Tom Cruise movie. Tomorrow's another day. You got to roll with the punches, and hopefully, I'm adding this. You're going to add a win. And the Astros have their ace tomorrow, Spencer Arrighetti. So hopefully,
what movie is that?
The one with Renee Zellweger. I can't think of it. With Show Me
Jerry
the Money.
Maguire?
Yeah, where he goes in front of the boss.
You complete me, and you went with that. You complete me.
Well,
okay. You know Brett, what, Astros? You don't complete me, Eric. Don't go there. Don't say it. We're out before this gets any weirder. Let's go. We'll talk to y'all soon. Later, chat.
I'm not gonna do what you think I'm gonna do, which is go woo.
No, don't do it. No, please don't. Good God, we're out of here.
I already did it. I'm gonna take my goldfish, and me and the goldfish are just gonna leave.
Stop.